Alright, hey boys, it's Joe here, and I'm here today to tell you about some flags. I know we are all very interested in flags. We like how they show different colors. They're a bit of art mixed with geography, which are both wonderful things, as I'm sure you know. But there are some flags that are kind of annoying, and these flags, they're annoying because they all look very much alike. And I'm here today to help you tell them apart. Alright, so the flags we have today are the flags I like to call the annoying red and white flags. And you can see that they're annoying because they're ridiculously similar. See, here we have Greenland, we have Indonesia, we have Poland, we have Monaco, we have Singapore. But you probably couldn't really tell that if it weren't for me telling you today. But what I'm going to do and what you're going to learn after this video is how to tell each one apart. And so anytime you're in Greenland, Indonesia, Poland, Singapore, or Monaco, and you see the flag, you'll be like, yep, I'm where I am. And that's always a good thing. You want to know where you are. Alright, so the first flag we have today is Greenland. You can see Greenland here is a flag, and it's got white on the top, and it's got red on the bottom, and it's got a circle in the middle where it switches it all around. And Greenland, although it's a kind of dull flag and it looks a lot like 4 other flags, it has a pretty cool history. And that is that Greenland has one famous person ever, and that is Han Enoksen. And he was an Olympic snowboarder at the 1928 Winter Olympics in St. Moritz, Switzerland. And the thing about him was that he always wore a red helmet. And since he was from Greenland, he never got exposure to the sun, so he was super pale. So the thing in the middle is supposed to be a very, very simple portrait of his face, with the red helmet on top and then the white face on the bottom. And then you can see the white stripe on the top was supposed to symbolize the white snow that he was always snowboarding on, and the red on the bottom was actually a mistranslation, because when people described his snowboarding skills, they called it very rad. However, that did not translate directly into Greenlandish, so instead of having a rad bottom, because rad isn't a color, they changed it to red, which kind of makes sense. It kind of works. So our next flag that we're going to look at today is the flag of Indonesia. And like the flag of Greenland, the flag of Indonesia is kind of a very simplistic portrait of a famous Indonesian. This is one of the founding fathers of Indonesia, Muhammad Hatta. And so the deal with Muhammad Hatta was that although he was an incredible political leader for Indonesia, when he was a child, he was very, very poor. And since he was so poor, he was not able to wear a shirt because his family could not afford it. And so after years and years of walking around without a shirt in Indonesia, the top half of his body became incredibly sunburned and incredibly red. But the bottom half of him, since he owned a pair of pants, fortunately, was much lighter in comparison because it was not having constant exposure to the sun. This gives Indonesia the flag they have today of the red stripe on top and the white stripe on bottom. Alright, so the next flag I'm going to show you today is the flag of Poland. The flag of Poland is, like this is the point of the video, is they're all very similar, and it's very similar to these other 4 flags, but it has some key differences. This flag, like the flag of Greenland over here, has a white stripe on the top, while all of the rest of them have a red stripe on the top. And the thing about Poland was it's very, very cold in Poland, and it snows pretty much all the time. So when the founders of Poland were going to make this new flag in 1919, they were just going to have a white flag, but that didn't really work because that's the surrender flag. So they had a massive surplus of red dye in Poland, so they were just like, we'll put this in the bottom. So we'll still have the snow, but we'll also show how much red dye we have. So that's what Poland did to make their flag. So the next flag we're going to look at is the flag of Singapore. The flag of Singapore, as you can tell, is very much like the flag of Indonesia. And that's partly because they are geographically very close to each other. As Indonesia is this island archipelago country right here, with its red on the top and white on the bottom. And you can't see Singapore because it's so doggone small, but it's an island right off the tip of the Malay Peninsula. And so you can see that their geographic proximity can kind of lead to a similar flag. But also, the only difference between Singapore's flag and Indonesia's flag is that Singapore here has a crescent moon, and then it has 5 stars all very close together. And the significance of the crescent moon is that it shows how important Islam is to the country, and the little 5 stars, they're all they're all bunched really close together. And that kind of shows that Singapore is the second most densely populated country in the world. And so they're trying to show that these stars are all packed together. They could be like all about the flag, but no, they're in this one corner. So they're very close to each other, just like all the people in Singapore, because it's so densely populated. Now, similar to the flag of Singapore is the flag of Monaco here. The flag of Monaco is a red stripe on the top, white stripe on the bottom, except it does not have the crescent and then 5 stars all close together. And Monaco is the world's most densely populated country. So they were pretty much going to do what Singapore did, except make the stars a bunch close together. However, in addition to being the world's second most densely populated country, Monaco is also the world's second smallest country. So they weren't able to fit a normal sized flag into their borders because they're just so small. So what they did is they took the flag of Singapore and they cut off that little bit so it would fit in their little country. Well, that's all we've got for today. But if you liked the video, or if you didn't like the video, I'd like you to preferably like it. So hit that like button. You can comment all you want, and please subscribe to Grady Enema. Thanks.